Hi, good morning. I am Rose Piuchino Brown C. Soloria, and together with me are the Group 4. Today, we're going to tackle about the broken line graph. But before that, let's overview about why does mathematics is essential to this course. Mathematics is a required course of nurse training in the College of Nursing. Because as we deal with lives, nurses are required to be experts in the application of mathematics, statistics, and problem solving to daily clinical practice, as it is necessary for administering medication and monitoring patients. Nurses use different mathematical concepts such as addition, ratios, fractions, and algebraic equations to calculate medication dosages, IV drip rates, drug titrations, and patients' caloric inputs and outputs. Additionally, some medications require mixing or reconstitution, which requires calculating ratios. So, number provide essential information in the medical field and mastery of mathematical tools and scientific calculations that can reduce the risk of medical mistakes and ensure efficient and effective delivery of services. Now, moving on, in relation to this project, we will look at the broken line graph, which is described by William Playfair as a type of line graph that uses dots connected by segments to represent the distribution of quantitative statistical characteristics over time. It's useful for illustrating the evolution of phenomena such as monthly sales, currency exchange rates, and economic rates. The broken line graph is a great way to show the distribution of a numerical statistical characteristics. It is widely used to illustrate a changing occurrence throughout time. Now, I will give the floor to Ms. Pitogo as she will expand further description about broken line graph.
A variation of a line graph is a broken line graph. This type of line graph is used when it is necessary to show change over time. A line is used to join the values, but the line has no defined slope. However, the points are meaningful, and they all represent an important part of the graph. A broken line graph is a diagram that has a horizontal axis divided into units of time and a vertical axis that displays the values of the qualitative characteristics studied, and in which the data recorded are represented by points that are then connected to one another by segments to form a broken line that illustrates the evolution of the phenomenon under consideration.
Hello everyone, I am Carlos Benedict Sirizaga. Before anything else, let us first define terms. First is data. Data are facts and statistics collected together for reference or analysis. Second is symbol. It is a conventional representation of an item, function, or process in the form of a mark or character. Icons and images are being used to represent the data. Third is statistics. It is an area of mathematics concerned with the collecting, analysis, interpretation, and representation of large amounts of numerical data. And lastly, chart. A chart is a data sheet in the shape of a table, graph, or diagram, and it is called an icon chart that represents information and data.
Hello everyone, I am Dolly Roland Tiro. Now that you've learned about the definitions and uses of a broken line graph, it is time for you to know about the steps and procedures on creating one. So first step is to create the X and the Y axis. After creating, label it depending on the units used in the problem. Second step is to write the scales that shows the intervals. Third step is plotting the data using points. So, plot a point in each pair of values so the number of points will depend on the number of pairs of values in the data. Fourth and last step is to connect the points. So the points must be connected by a straight line from left to right.
Broken line graph. This is the historical gold prices range to 1993 to 2012. So the y-axis, so here at the side, this is the price in US dollar per ounce. So in y-axis, you start below 0 to 2,000. So it has interval of 2 or 200. So 0, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, 1,600, 1,800, and 2,000. So below the x-axis, start of 1993, the year of 1993, 1995, 1997, 1999, 2001, 2003, 2005, 2002, 2000, 2009, 2011, and lastly the 2013. It's not 2000. So here are the following questions about bar line graph. Firstly, in what years did gold decrease in value? Second, in what year do you think the price of gold will reach $2,000 per ounce? Third, in what years did gold increase the most? Fourth, what was the approximate price of gold from 1997 to 1999? Fifth, if someone bought $20,000 worth of gold in 1993, how much?
Good day, my name is Irvine Brent A. Brimbad, and today I will be presenting to you on how to create a broken line graph. So, in order to do that, I will be utilizing the sample problems created to you by Mrs. Luwage. So, the first problem is John is tracking his daily expenses over the past week. On Monday, he spent $10, on Tuesday, he spent 15, on Wednesday, he spent 12, on Thursday, he spent 20, on Friday, he spent 8, on Saturday, he spent 16, and on Sunday, he spent 22. So draw a broken line graph to represent John's expenses over the past week. So the first thing to do is to separate the given data presented by the sample problem, which is over here on the left screen. Monday $10, Tuesday 15, and so on and so forth. So according to Mrs. Rojo, is that the first step in creating a broken line graph is to create and label the x-axis and the y-axis. So as you can see, the x-axis and the y-axis is already given to you. The x-axis being the horizontal line here, the y-axis being the vertical one. So what's left to do is to label the following axis. So x-axis will be labeled as the time axis. So let's place that over there. The y-axis will then be labeled as the amount of money spent. So let's center that there. So the next thing to do is to write the scales that show the interval. So first, let us start on the x-axis, which is our time axis. So the following dates, which is Monday to Sunday, will be placed on the x-axis. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we'll label the lines. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So now that we have labeled the x-axis, let us then move on to the amount of money spent, which is the y-axis. So let's begin. Let's start with 5, going to 10. Let's center that. 15, and then 20, 25, let's get rid of that space there. 25, and then 30. So now that we have labeled our y-axis, it is now time to add the data and plot the data using points. So first off, let's start with Monday. So Monday, John spent a total of $10. So let's plot our point. Let's plot our point on here. Let's make that a little bit thicker. Okay. Over there. So next is Tuesday. John spent a total of $15. So let's place our point over there. On Wednesday, he spent a total of $12. So let's place it there on between points 10 and 15. Thursday, he spent $20. So let's plot our point there. Friday, he spent $8. So let's place it between points 5 and 10. On Saturday, he spent a total of $16. So let's place it between points 20 and 15, just right above there. And on Sunday, he spent a total of $22. So let's plot that on just between points 25 and 20. There. So now that we have plotted our points on the graph, let us then connect the lines, the dots, I mean. So let's make that straight. Oh. So to Wednesday to Thursday, Thursday to Friday, Friday to Saturday, and then Saturday to Sunday. So there it is. We have completed our broken line graph, and we have placed in graph form the amount of money that John spent over the past week. So that is all. Thank you for listening.
Good day everyone, I am Rachel Cafe-Dorata, Group 4, and today I'll be discussing about decimal motion. So, as you can see here that we have historical gold prices 1993 to 2011, and then for x-axis, which is independent, which is the year, and y-axis is the price in US per ounce. So, you can see that there are dots here, so we could plot this from starting from 1993, which is 400 ounce, and then so we will just connect the dot. So we got these dot by at the year of 1993 there were 400 ounce, and then the year of 1983 we have the same 400 ounce, and in the year of 1985 we have 400 ounce, and in the year of 1996 we have 390, and in the year of 1997 began to decrease. Then we have 300 ounce, and then same as until year 1999. So at the year of 2001, we began to increase, which we have 310, and then at the year of 2003, we was able to increase or inflate amounts up to 410, and then at the year of 2005, we have 500 ounces, and then at the year of 2006, we have 600 ounces, and then at the year of 2007, we have 800 ounces, and then at the year of 2009, we have 1,100 ounces. And then at the year of 2011, we have 1,400 ounces. And then at the year of 2012, we have 1,700. So, that's all. Thank you.
This is the interpretation of our topic, which is about broken line graph, which is the content of price of gold from 1993 to 2013. First, in the years 1994, 1996, 1997, 2000, and 2007, the value of gold has decreased. Second, in 2017, the price of gold has increased its price to a staggering 2,000 per ounce. Third, in the years 2007, 2009, and 2010, gold has increased the most during these times. Fourth, 383.33 per ounce was the approximate price of gold from 1997 to 1999. Last, if someone bought $20,000 worth of gold in 1993, which is equivalent to 50 ounces, then that gold will be worth $70,000 in 2011 because of 1,400 was the price of gold in 2011 times how much ounces was bought in 1993.
Mathematics is crucial because it provides a universal language for expressing ideas and concepts that apply across different fields and disciplines. One such field is nursing, which is a crucial role in daily clinical practice, particularly in administering medications and monitoring patients. Furthermore, nursing utilizes broken line graphs, which display trends and changes in various patient data over time, which it presents time series data. Speaking of a line graph, it is a type of line graph that shows the distribution of a quantitative statistical feature across time, and it is useful in displaying how phenomena change over time. The purpose of a line graph will be determined by the exact data being presented. A broken line graph may be the best way to display information in some circumstances. Broken line graph connects the data points using vertical or horizontal line segments that highlights any gaps or discontinuities in the data.
This can facilitate the interpretation of the data and aids in the detection of any trends or patterns that may be present. Furthermore, a broken line graph has its components, which are data, symbols, statistics, and charts. These components work together to create a comprehensive and informative broken line graph for data visualization, analysis, and communication. To create a broken line graph, one must follow a series of steps, which includes creating and labeling the x and y axis, writing the scales that shows the interval, adding the data and plotting it using points, and finally, connecting the points. So that's our conclusion about our topic, broken line graph. So here are our references. The first author, Britannica, was published on 2022. The context graph, pictorial representation of statistical data or of a functional relationship between variables. Next is Elizabeth Popelka Brown with no date published. Her article, How to Interpret and Construct Broken Line Graphs. Mr. B published the video on YouTube on 2022 titled Broken Line Graph. Paul with no date published article Broken Line Graph. And then Mr. B published the video on YouTube on 2021 also titled Broken Line Graph. Lastly is Matt is Fun with no date published article titled Line Graph. So that's all for our topic, Broken Line Graph. By the way, I am Frigin Marie Sinahan. Thank you.